002, baby.
Yeah,
you know
the
the
vibes,
jewel.
We defend.
Commandant, come on, Commandant.
Commandant, what's up? Come on in this room,
Honorable James.
Stand on business.
What you got, Commandant? What you got to say?
Hey, as long as we check.
You ain't gotta overdo it, but you gotta do it, baby. Come on, man.
So week 1 is probably the more smoothest weekend, but also the biggest one as far as any bullet that you go to. You're gonna do a lot of admin stuff, you're gonna do a lot of health assessments, the ACFT, depending on what bullet you're in, and a few other stuff. The biggest thing I would personally recommend that helped me out, kind of get ahead and make sure I'm not kind of behind the 8 ball on a lot of material, is any assignments that you can do on your own, knock those out first week. Knock it out. For us, we had to do IPSA, meal pay, other stuff, other certifications. Knock those out, because you don't want to have to do that week 9, 10 when other stuff start going on with presentations and briefs and stuff like that. It's going to be an inconvenience. Also, this will be important for every BOLC. The pay. In our BOLC, you get a student S1. Cool. They don't know nothing. It's like how you don't know nothing for the most part. Try to find the real S1 for that company or for that situation, and try to get your documents and see, hey, is there anything that I need personally that is not on my file right now, and just do a quick, see if you can do a quick review of it. You might get a little pushback, they might try to do a little smart aleck to you, but at least you went out there and see, make sure yourself straight, because once you give yourself to the student S1, they can take all day to give it to the S1, and then the S1 still has to process it. For the most part, you're not going to get paid for the first month. We didn't get paid for the first month, but once stuff start kicking in, however, some people took like 2 months to get paid, because if they wait like 3 weeks or whatever to get your stuff looked at and something wrong and you got a deficiency and turn it back, now you got to start right back over and redo the hiring process, and then you might have to wait another 2 weeks or another 4 weeks to get paid, and you don't want to have that happen. Also, I recommend before you even step onto BOLC, try to get shape, run, because some BOLCs, they do have ACFT first week, like the evaluation and stuff like that. So get in running shape and stuff like that. A lot of people were dying out the first one. With our BOLC, you get 2 ACFTs. However, if you get a certain score, you don't have to do the ACFT again. So you only have to do 1 ACFT, which is good. Additionally to the first week, you'll do CCIF, which is you're getting your equipment issued, and also tents and stuff like that. So when we go to other field training exercises and stuff like that. So that's pretty much most of the week. A lot of stuff was very early release. However, it's pending on the classes that you're in, because this class I was in, we got out a lot earlier than the other class. They kind of stayed through the whole process. And during classroom time, it's more like this a get to know you type stuff, like what to expect while you're in AG and stuff like that, and just kind of get to know your classmates and stuff like that. It's a pretty easy week for the most part. You got anything you got to handle, shots or all that stuff, take care of that this week, and set up any appointments. That's probably pretty much week 1 is for y'all. Yeah, I got here at the dental. We just did high and weight at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and then I got hearing right after this. Get to it. Cause we about to go 2 weeks with no more PT, with no PT. So you can see we got to run down this hill, up the hill, hit the right, go about like 1.5 miles, man. So let's get to it. So week 2, which is earlier than other BOLCs that we had, was CAD week. So it's pretty much just doing like, you know, infantry based stuff, like learning how to do combatives, land navigation, how to do survival, like, you know, like resuscitation, you know, like people get shot, like handling casualties and stuff like that. It's a pretty fun week, probably the most interactive week that you have. You also get to be with both the classes. Also you do stick lanes as well too, which is pretty cool. So you get that feel of being out in the field. Even though it's AG, you're really not going to really be doing much in the field. You're going to be in the office, which I'll explain more with CTE, which would be at the back end of BOLC. So it's pretty smooth. You do combatives early in the morning. See, the first day of combatives is cool. Everybody want to do some high speed stuff. But then after the second time, you always go in the morning, the third time, 2 weeks of combatives, people kind of hate it. They dragging their feet and stuff like that. They don't want to do this no more, aching and body be sore and stuff like that. Plus, I don't believe you even get a certification for completing this combatives as well too. So it's not a waste of time, but I wish you would get certified in combatives as opposed to just doing it for 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of pointless. Also, too, you still do a little classwork stuff, but it's more just field training. Like you learn how to operate a radio, how to, I think, do you do weapons assembly? I don't remember, but you do know how to operate a radio, how to communicate on a radio and stuff like that. And also, like, this very tactical stuff. This probably, my personal, was more of the funner 2 weeks. I know the funnest interactiveness that I enjoyed in BOLC, as opposed to when I go into the classroom stuff, how big contrast it was. But I enjoyed CAD week. It was very fun and interactive. You ruck as well too. It's like I think you do like a 6-mile ruck. It's a 6, 9, and a 12. The 6 mile, I didn't do the 6 or the 9. I was only had did the 12, which I got a clip on there. It's for the 12-mile ruck, but that's pretty easy. It's self-paced, self-release. As long as you, just hit the metrics on certain time frame, which is very, very attainable. You can dead serious like walk backwards and get to and finish without issues for the most part. So, but CAD week is gonna be fun. You enjoy CAD week. You see the clips that I got rolling right now. So, yeah. So CAD week is like 2 weeks. So this is like week 3 going on 4. So most of the time of the CAD, you're gonna be in classroom the whole time, learning about AG, human resources, how to find stuff. This one you're gonna start doing a lot of briefs. Such as like medical readiness and other briefs as well too. History brief, like where you just kind of go over AG history brief and stuff like that. Those are not really that hard, but it can be very stressful, especially when you start now working in official groups on real graded assignments. You're gonna get memos you gotta write, stuff like that. Those are not too hard. You get instructions on how to do it. On top of that, you're gonna have a lot of depth by PowerPoint. A lot of depth by PowerPoint, whether it's about student leadership, whether it's about learning about this and that. It's a lot of stuff that'll pretty much kill in time, because it's not really interactive, just them want for like 5 to 6 hours and stuff like that. It's boring. I wish I was back in CAD week. CAD week was more fun. You can go out and do stuff. Even when it gets boring, you can go out and do something after you apply something in classroom. But classroom is important because it is good to know how to get the information, because a lot of stuff you're not, to be real, a lot of stuff you're not going to remember when you get out to the unit. But it's good to know how to access and know how to do the information, how to use the information that's presented to you, how to find it when you are in a platoon or something like that, or whatever, helping one of the soldiers and stuff like that. Or if you see something that's not right, you know how to look for it to get the right answer. So that's pretty helpful in that regards too. So it's pretty much classroom stuff. You go to museum, you go do little visits and stuff like that to kind of get more familiar with the Army and also AG. So that's pretty much all about classroom is about. Just projects, briefs, and homework assignments, and midterms as well. So you get 2 midterms. Midterms are not that hard. As long as you're paying attention in class, it's like you have to literally try to fail for the most part. I mean, they're not hard, easy, but it's not hard. Don't stress about it. Just make sure you just be familiar with what's going on, know how to look for the information and stuff like that. So you'll be straight. Don't even stress too much about it. I say the only hardest thing that you'll face while in the classroom is doing the NCOERs, and probably just the medical readiness briefs and stuff like that, learning how to make recommendations, how to make the information. So this is what I recommend before y'all go to BOLC. This is me personally. If you know how to use Excel sheets and PowerPoints and stuff like that, mainly the Excel sheets, how to input the data in there, you'll be super squared away. We had one person that does this for a living, and he was like the most valuable player in our classroom. But if you know how to do Excel really well and you know how to speak, you'll be fine. So you'll be good, and know how to interpret data. If you can do that and just regurgitate it back to the captain and stuff like that, or the instructors, don't even stress too much. The NCOER is going to be where most people kind of start stressing out, because you're going to get so many opinions from everybody else. You don't know what's the right answer. Listen to your instructor at all costs. Don't care what the students say. Listen to what your instructor says, and look at the Army pubs. They will have every answer that you need. I promise you. I promise you. So CT is going to be the last thing that you're going to do while in AG. It's not too intense, but it is kind of intense, especially like under the conditions they put you under. So pretty much what it is, you pretty much going to be in, I forgot what the command station, that's not the right word, but it's command station, where you got to monitor casualties that are going out in the battlefield, and then you got to reorganize, rearrange, the strengths and stuff like that, so you can keep running at optimum level. to accomplish the objective, whatever your op order state that you have to do. So you'll be interacting with a lot of people, such as like FA, cavalry. Everybody gonna be in a big group, different groups and stuff like that. And then after the end of it's a shift. So the shifts are like 6 to 8 hours. So you're gonna be 6 hours on, 6 hours off. Within that off time, you're gonna be doing the thing called it's fire guard pretty much, where you're pretty much gonna be doing fire guard almost 2 hours every 2 hours for the most part. So you're not gonna get too much sleep for CTE. So it's gonna be kind of stressful because you're gonna be operating on very low, like very high stress but very low sleep and stuff like that. So being able to focus and pay attention to detail is going to be very critical. After every shift that you do, far as when you in the command station, which is that's not the right word by the way, you're going to be having to brief to the commander or even the majors and stuff like that on what happened, what you recommend, how you can put people in better positions and stuff like that, and this reporting stuff. And it's not too intense, but depending on who your grader is, it can be kind of intense. They can ask you a lot of questions. Some people look kind of foolish when they on the state, and that plays a big part as far as on period vowels and stuff like that. This is where kind of period vowels and stuff kind of start shifting, because now you get to see people in very intense environments. You constantly see them, and that's what the whole entire class is together. So it gets kind of intense. A lot of debates, arguments, a lot of like, maybe not directly, but kind of like talking behind people's back and stuff like that kind of occurs a little more often in CT. Who carry their weight, who doesn't carry their weight and stuff like that. But as far as the work itself, the first time you see the shift, it's gonna be kind of like confusing. Like you're not gonna know what's going on. But after like probably like the second or third time, you kind of get understanding of what's going on for the most part. So even if you don't know what's going on at all, you'll figure it out because you're gonna have to brief it. You're gonna have to brief it regardless. So it's not too bad. CT is only like a couple days, like 3 days, so it's not like a whole week thing. After that, you get pinned, like you'll see in a ceremony that's your official, as far as AG, because you officially finish all the required training, and then you'll ruck back, and then you'll start preparing for graduation week.
I'll put it in there.
If you don't stand on business, business will stand on you.
Ooh.
Okay.
AG
leads the way.
AG leads the way.
So this is graduation week. So this is like obviously the more smoother week. So just making sure that you got your HSUs on point, your uniform squared away, you turn in your CCIF equipment. If you got any appointments, just kind of knock that out. Any other outstanding assignments you want to do, knock that out. This is where you'll get like your evaluation on how you did in class and stuff like that, that you'll use for that you'll get in your IPERNs and stuff like that, like where you stand in the class and stuff like that. It's pretty smooth. Graduation is pretty quick. It's probably like an hour long. So you got family, friends, just make sure you just get the right time, because if you show up like 30 minutes late, you pretty much gonna miss majority of the graduation. But it's gonna be pretty productive in the morning. But overall, like, it's probably the smoothest week. You can relax, chill. You want to go out. Most people start taking trips. Like, people went to North Carolina. Some people went to Charleston and stuff like that. But it's time to just build that camaraderie, because you're not going to probably see a lot of your fellow classmates for a long time unless y'all stationed in the same spot. So it's a good, like, last fun activities y'all can do together and stuff like that. So, but hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope you guys, when you get to BOLC, enjoy yourself. So I'm out. Go.
James, you'll be fine. Just refresh your mind. You don't even have to say anything. Just move your mouth.
Alright, we'll practice all together. Yeah. We got you.
This has to be but nobody's ever done this. What? Who has done an officer's creed?
Oh, we did it before we walked through the tower too with the pull-ups.
Oh, see, I know how you fucking around. You wanna know how I know y'all fucking with me? Because I saw Pete. I caught Pete. I was like, Pete, so what did I miss? He said, all we're doing is the officer's creed, or soldier's creed, and the army creed.
You don't know what the fuck you're talking about, man.
I just saw the officer's creed for the first time, like 20 minutes ago.
You never knew that?
I
See
didn't
you for the
even know
second
this shit
time.
existed.
And the third time. And the fourth time.
Well, yeah.
There's an officer.
Yeah, no, I mean,